On the morning of January 6, 2025, at 11:15, a person named David Morrow was sitting on his apartment balcony enjoying the views of the Pacific Ocean. As always, it was a normal day for him. Suddenly, about 5 miles away from his apartment, on the hills of Pacific Palisades, he noticed a raging fire with sparks. Within just 1 hour, the fire spread so quickly that the smoke completely covered the mountain. When viewed from a satellite, the fire was first reported on the hills of Palisades, but within hours, it spread to the areas of Etonhurst, Kenneth Getty, Scarboll, and San Fernando. At the time the fire broke out, winds of 100 kilometers per hour were blowing, with the direction of the winds from inland to the ocean. Now, the question arises, if the fire started in Palisades, which is very close to the ocean, how did it spread against the direction of the wind for 30 to 40 kilometers? Welcome back to Discover TV's videos. This fire has devastated a total area of 38,000 acres or 150 square kilometers. Over 12,000 buildings and houses have been destroyed, and 180,000 people have been forced to leave their homes. This is the most devastating fire in Los Angeles history, and even during the production of this video, it has not been completely extinguished. All attempts to extinguish the fire seem to be failing. Water bombers are dropping 45,000 liters of water at a time, which seems like just a few drops in comparison to the fire scale. Special chemicals are also being dropped with the help of water bombers, but all the efforts appear futile in the face of nature's power. California, already facing a water shortage, often sees fire hydrants being empty. Due to the fire spreading to 7 different areas, firefighters and their equipment are also divided. To make matters worse, winds of 70 to 100 kilometers per hour make the fire flare up even more. Before understanding the real cause of the Los Angeles wildfire, let's look at how many times wildfires have struck California before. Data from the last 25 years shows that California has been a hotspot for wildfires. In 2003, the Cedar Fire in San Diego County affected 273,000 acres. The fire that started on October 25 was extinguished by November 4, 2003. In 2017, the Tubbs Fire burned 36,000 acres, and it started again in October. Also in 2017, the Thomas Fire destroyed 280,000 acres, starting in December and ending in January. On November 8, 2018, the Camp Fire burned 500,000 acres and was extinguished after 17 days on November 25. Similarly, in 2020, the Glass Fire affected 67,000 acres, starting in September and ending by October.
If we observe the dates of all these wildfires, one thing is common: they occurred in the winter months. And the current Los Angeles wildfire also started in the peak of winter. So, why is it that most of California's wildfires occur in winter? The answer lies in a phenomenon called the Santa Ana winds. Yes, Santa Ana winds are hot and dry winds that blow through Southern California and Baja California, especially during autumn and winter. Geographically, if we look to the east of California, there's desert for miles, known as the Mojave Desert or the Great Basin. The sun's heat warms the desert, increasing the air pressure there. On the other side, the ocean air is cool and the pressure is low. We learned in 6th grade that air travels from high pressure to low pressure. The greater the difference in pressure, the faster the air moves. This is what happens here as well. The Santa Ana winds move rapidly from southeastern California towards the ocean. These dry, hot winds absorb moisture wherever they go, making the region dry. Bushes and trees dry up, making them highly flammable. The Santa Ana winds turn entire forests into fuel for wildfires. Moreover, if a fire accidentally starts, the strong winds make it flare up even more. Burning embers spread rapidly, and in the blink of an eye, the wildfire goes out of control. Normally, the fire should spread in the direction of the wind, but in Los Angeles' case, the opposite happened. The fire was first spotted near Palisades, which is close to the ocean, and then spread inland. To understand why this happened, we need to understand an interesting phenomenon called the mountain wave rotor. The side of the mountain that directly faces the wind is called the windward side, and the opposite side is called the leeward side. What happens is that when the windward side stops the air, a vortex effect is created on the leeward side, and the air begins to spin in a circular motion. The direction of the wind at the mountain top is different from the direction of the wind at the bottom. In the case of Los Angeles, this phenomenon played a major role. The area near Palisades, where the fire was first reported, is the leeward side. Due to the mountain wave rotor, air generated from the top of the mountain moved downward in the opposite direction, which became the main reason for the fire spreading inland.
Once the wildfire spreads too much, it gives rise to many strange phenomena, some of which are difficult to predict. One such phenomenon is the fire tornado, a rare and dangerous event that occurs during intense wildfires. It is similar to a tornado, but it contains only fire. The hot air from the fire is immediately heated and pulled upward, creating an updraft that creates a rotational motion. This vortex draws in dry bushes and trees, making the fire tornado even more intense. The fire tornado dominates the winds in the area, and its direction becomes very difficult to predict. However, the most likely outcome is that it will spread the fire upwards along the mountain. Wildfires are a reality, and due to climate change, they are likely to become more frequent in the coming years. Nowadays, artificial intelligence is used to predict the direction in which the fire will spread, and this information is sent to firefighters. Firefighters try to spray chemicals around the fire to prevent it from spreading further. However, in Los Angeles, as soon as firefighters control the fire in one area, the wind spreads it to another area. The first recorded wildfire in American history took place in 1871 near Michigan. This wildfire burned 1.2 million acres and killed 2,500 people. From the 1871 Peshtago fire to the current Los Angeles wildfire, nature is signaling that controlling fire is still nearly impossible. But if we try to understand nature and adapt to climate change instead of fighting it, perhaps the cycle of wildfires can be stopped. We hope that you all will like and share this video from Discover TV. Thank you for your loving comments. We will meet again in the next exciting video.